So here it is shifting in position. You can see it moving there. It moves from this position over. Watch. As the footage goes forward, boom. You can see it moves to its right, our left. It's moving towards its right. It's a rarity, man, for him to shift like that. The sun was in my eyes. There was about 6 different variables going against me. And so I think he felt safe enough to just shift, which eventually is about 3 feet with his size, 3 to 5 feet of like movement. But you can see there's a giant in there shifting. A little eye shine. As we go through this and we look, we're going to see the brow on this thing, a little eye glare coming back, the other pit, little nose coming out there, and then this mouth. We get this huge shape in the back. That's his head, and his shoulder going down, and his other shoulder's probably here, his hand on the ground or something holding himself up. But as the footage develops, we get some really fascinating and incredible frames. And I look forward to you guys watching the raw footage after we're done here. But some of these frames are indicative of stuff we haven't seen before. This looks like the Wolverine character kind of hairdo on the side there. And as you zoom in, you can see we got his mouth. And it looks like kind of like a goblin, but it's got this kind of a Wolverine-y kind of thing coming off the side of his head. And it looks like it's probably on both sides. But we can see his face is aberrated, indicating that it's achromatic in coloration and picking up on the colors all around it. And we just saw it shift. And this is just a little earlier in the clip. And you can see he's right here. And there are other ones, but pay attention to him because we're getting ready to see some incredible frames. You can see there's this huge monkey face in here. It's got that monkey bone structure. And this is going to be like the jawline is like right in here, man. And you can see this long upper lip with the chimp looking thing right there. Yeah, he could do a lot with that, flexing it. And you can see it's more of a ball now. And we got that constant, I used to call it goggles, that goggles kind of formation. It's a bone structure around the oculus, and inside there you get these orbits, and from a distance they look like isosceles triangles. They're protruding to an extent that they catch shadows, and they're angled in such a way that they disperse light and retransmit it in different directions when it hits. And keep in mind, the light that's hitting these creatures that we're looking at here is already diffused in a lot of these situations. I've learned, the best times to shoot, look at this mouth, when there's opportunities for either less diffusion or a more controlled rate of diffusion off of the plants. As it turns out, direct sunlight creates an insane amount of diffusion. You can see he's in there. Now the top part of his face is green. This is an achromatic individual. He's transmitting whatever hits his face. And we're going to hit these really good frames coming up here. And you can see him in the back there. And there's movement in the front. Look, right here. Here's another one's face. The eyes are staring at us. The big Naga nose. It's like the Naga. But you can see that movement right there on the ground. Look at that. Oh, yeah. They're in there. They're on the ground. They're everywhere. They're watching. There's even one right here, and you can see his eyes, man. They look pretty crazy looking, but they're all over in that group. And you can see right here, consistent for a few frames before the aberration gets us. But what I wanted to show you was these next couple of frames. And this is where, when we're building our case for each one of the files that we have on these individuals, we get a general symmetry that we're looking for, and then we try to continuously go after these individuals. And I believe this is going to be the Hamburglar. This is the Hamburglar's favorite spot. This is, if you go back here on or you're a member of Patreon, you can see we have files on these individuals. You'll be able to see this guy over and over and over. We're trying to get him clear, and now we've got a perfect opportunity here where we're seeing that our evaluations were correct from the beginning. This is a huge, you can see the eye in there, and he's kind of got his face tilted downward a little bit, his brows tilted downward, and he's kind of eyeballing us in that lowered chin kind of look, like with a serious look on his face. But you can see he's got that isosceles kind of triangle bone structure the way we describe it. And in this particular look, and I think he's probably got his hand up, man. They practice whenever I'm around and I shoot footage. In the footage, I end up seeing the hand up kind of thing. There's the brow. He's got a more serious, straight on look at that point in the footage. Just taking a look at some of these other frames, we got the eyeball here, and that's a really stellar kind of situation, because we've got the brow catching and coming in clear, and then just this particular area, and then we've got more blur. And I think, like I said, I think he's hands up, and their hands are covered in hair, big, thick, bushy, long hair. And we've got tons of really good frames here. We can see a little bit right in that one. This one, he appears to be smiling at me. He's looking right at me. I am, in the course of this shoot, waving when I see them. And in this particular area, there's something down here. Whenever you see these kind of color changes in the footage, that's representative of the software not completely understanding how to label this accurately. That's pretty much evidence of the aberration that these achromatic creatures produce automatically simply by being there. This has long been an explanation for laymen for the blurriness in shots of Sasquatch. And of course, there are plenty of people out there taking advantage of situations where there are no Sasquatch and labeling it that to create this drama online, when there are plenty of us out here who are eyewitnesses to the fact that these creatures are difficult to see and they blend in, and have been screaming it for 10 years and showing it. I don't know, man. It takes a while for the truth to catch on, apparently. But just looking at the footage, we've already had a few things moving around in there, and now we've got another one, something right here moving. You can see there's just that. And these are really fast because I'm in slow motion. You can see him right here. And sometimes we get a little bit better idea of the line of this thing. These things are huge, and it appears that there's a couple of them in here. We got this guy, possibly a couple of little guys too, but we can see our individual here. We get hints of his shape in the shadow behind him, and moving forward now, we've got a really good idea of the shape and size of his face, because we can see the eyes in there. We've got the nose and a little glare coming off of it. Is this a hand? I believe so. It's obvious that we catch them with their hands like that all the time. But so anyway, yeah, just moving through this part, you can see we've got him really good right in here, and he's looks like a giant garden gnome statue, But then at other times, the face from other angles, as we've shown, can look more goblin-like and change colors, and it's kind of crazy the way the difference between what you see right here and then what we're seeing in this back area right here. It's totally different, man. It's all right. So right here. So this shot right here, and then these where the face is fat. It's to me, it just blows me away the way the same individual from a different angle, and it just goes to show you that they're incredible from every angle. They're confusing, and this is one of the reasons that I think it's taken so long for what are obviously intelligent people to catch on to this. The science is all been linked here on Crypto Reality or on Crypto Reality Patreon. But I'm pretty sure we've explained it till we were blue in the face over the course of the last decade. So as we move forward, our understanding has increased, and the enlightenment level in the research has increased. You can see we're getting several frames here of this guy before he goes back into the aberration and starts to vanish. Look at this. Already with the changes in the face, he looks a little more innocent here, like a person, and then we get back into this area and the flexion starts to kick in, and he's He's back looking like Goblin Guy in the bushes. It's frightening, man. You know what I mean? But we'll leave you with this solid frame here so you can see, oh yeah, we have other ones in here. This is a clearer frame of that original that we were looking at earlier where we were dragging right in here. Yeah. If you look right here, you can see now we've got that kind of goblin look to it, kind of bone structure. Very similar to this up here. It's just got some hair and some bushes all over it. But there he is. If you're interested in seeing our volume of evidence, it's a lot of it's on Patreon. There's a bunch of it here on YouTube, but I highly recommend Patreon because you can go back literally years and see what we were up to and how we were figuring all this out. It's been a long road getting to the point where we understand how to capture these guys on film to the extent that we can see what we see now. It has everything to do with light frequencies, and learning about light frequencies and how they affect human vision, learning about human vision. And once we started to look, a little bit harder at ourselves and how we viewed the environment, and we started to pick up on where they were, and then the light studies kind of led us into the right areas with eliminating those troublesome frequencies from our shoots so that we can actually, show you what science can do. Proper evaluation and repetitive confirmation of data. This is what this was, the crypto reality study. So help us out on Patreon. Join. We have In the Field Tier 2. Once all this starts to build back up and people wake up from the image coma they were in, they'll come back to reality, crypto reality.